Hi, folks. Let me see if I can sum up Midnight Burger in about 25 seconds.
Really, big monster?
Zero irony.
Congratulations! You are a prisoner of the Ted Empire.
Leaf dated an orb one time.
An orb?
The radio is talking to me.
A space pirate?
This is the stupidest dystopia we've ever been to. Yeah, that didn't work at all. At the nexus of all things, there is a diner. Look for Midnight Burger on your favorite podcasting app, or just go to weopenat6.com.
Hey, Garage Logic fans, Mishki here, slipping in ever so briefly to mention that I have a podcast that comes out every Wednesday and every Friday, twice a week now. The show is pretty much about everything you care about and are interested in and need in your life and want to know more about. I tailored the darn thing specifically to your liking. I tailored it to your loves, to your true passions. That took a long time. I'm spent. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely wasted.
This is the Weekly Scramble, a place where we chat about life over a cold one or two. It's time to belly up to the pod with Mike Fratelloni and your host, Chris Reavers.
That's right. It's time for the Weekly Scramble podcast. My name is Chris Reavers. With me, as always, his name is Mike Fratelloni. Hello, Michael.
How you doing, Reavers?
I'm doing good. And normally we don't begin the show with a live ad, but we're going to anyway this time. And we're going to talk about our friends at We Are Nuts and We Are Nuts, MnDot.com. I got to tell you, a guy I follow, he follows me. He's got 1 billion followers on Twitter. His name is Cesario MN.
Okay.
He tweeted that he stopped in at the Andover Fratelloni's location.
Nice.
Got himself some We Are Nuts, posted about it, and he's got 10 million followers. I should have sent you the thread.
How many followers does he actually have?
It's about 20,000.
Because I would have paid him to do that. If he's listening to the show right now.
Which he does, by the way.
I would have paid him to do that. So next time he wastes his time just going into the store for free, why don't you go in the store, get paid, do a little We Are Nuts, do a Find It at Frats for me. You can do it with We Are Nuts. You could have got him free.
Well, he's listening to this right now. So
who was it again?
His Twitter handle is Cicero MN. I think I've met him in person. I'm not sure if I have. Okay. He's a great follow, by the way. Great. He's a really good follow on social media. But he posted about it. You should see the thread of everyone saying, "Oh, I got this kind," or "Hey, what is this stuff?"
This is on Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
I gotta follow Twitter more.
You really do. Okay. But anyway, it's a great product available at all of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations. Lunds and Barley's now available at Cub Foods and also available at Quick Trip, which, man, do I love me some Quick Trip. Anyway, it's a great family-owned operation. It's handcrafted snacks made right here in the great state of Minnesota, and they are a wonderful family, and they do a lot of great charitable work. Again, We Are Nuts, and We Are Nuts, MN.com. Speaking of charity, I do want to make mention, too, of today.
Were we speaking of charity?
Well, I mentioned charity during the We Are Nuts ad.
Oh, God, I totally blacked out.
That's okay.
Because I thought about me. For a while.
That's what you should be thinking about. But we want to mention Give to the Max Day here on the Weekly Scramble podcast. And us and Garage Logic, we've partnered with Mike Schoonover and the Schoonover family and the Play for Patrick endeavor that they created years ago. And it's, in the wake of tragedy, they had to bury their 14-year-old son almost 10 years ago when he collapsed on the ice playing hockey.
Could you imagine?
I can't. And
fathom.
Every time I hear Mike talk about, I have a 14-year-old. Mm-hmm. And every time I hear Mike talk about that, it sends chills up my spine. Sure. And in the wake of tragedy, they really have done an amazing job to bring awareness, having heart screenings and things like that. And we've raised a couple $1,000s already. But we'd really appreciate your support. If you go to garagelogic.com/donate, you can find out how you can help donate to the Play for Patrick Foundation. You can also just reach out to them directly if you'd like to make a donation as well. It's a wonderful organization, like I said, in the wake of tragedy. And I cannot even fathom how you have to live or outlive a child. I could not even begin to imagine how that must feel. But it's a great family, and it's also a great endeavor. And this is Give to the Max Day.
Yeah,
so
not to get political on this, but they do heart screens.
Yes.
I wonder, and this is me being a little political, since they started doing that 10 years ago or whatever, after his son died 13, 14 years ago, however.
It was 10 years ago.
Yep. I wonder if they're finding more problems with children today with heart screening because of the COVID vaccination. I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracist.
No, I hear what you're saying.
But they do a ton of heart screenings. You think they would be ones that would say, okay, wait, we're finding way more myocarditis. I don't even know if any of that's true, but I wonder if that is.
I actually have the numbers of the kids to this date. They have taught 5,893 kids and adults CPR and AED awareness. They've screened 7,110 kids and found 469 of those kids with elevated blood pressure, 376 kids with abnormal electrical or structural heart defects, and they've also donated 25 AEDs to area schools. So they do amazing work. And,
wow, good for them.
And you know what? I've been failing. I need to get my son screened because he's right in that age group where he needs to go in and get his heart screened. Because
plus your kids smoke, so I mean they're high risk.
Right. But yeah, so again, garagelogic.com/donate.
You can only be so careful for your kids. You can only be so careful, right? So I have a couple girls that still live at home, one in college, and I go down to the refrigerator downstairs, and there's a bottle of lemonade and there's a bottle of cranberry juice down there. And we don't keep drinks down there. We keep like frozen pizzas and stuff like that.
Sure.
And they're half filled. And I thought, is my daughter putting her mixers? Like, does she drink and putting mixers downstairs? So I go right to, my kids are drinking in the basement.
Right.
How frickin' dare they drink at my house, right? I'm one of those parents, like if someone came over and said, I just want 2 beers, I'm like, you're out of here. See you later. I mean, I don't care if you drink. It's none of my business, but you're not doing it
you
here.
Ain't doing it at my
for
house.
Liability purposes. I don't want that, right? So I called my daughter this morning and I said, hey, I found your mixers in the refrigerator downstairs. And she says, my what? And I said, your drinks that you have. And she goes, what do you mean? She goes, you mean my lemonade and the cranberry juice? And I said, yeah. And she goes, that's what I use to try to duplicate the Starbucks drink so I save money. And I said, oh no. I had thrown it away because I was so pissed.
So after this, you're going to...
Now I have to drive my ass out to Target or grocery store.
You're going to Lund's or Cub or whatever.
And go get some cranberry juice and some lemonade because I give her so much crap for spending money at Starbucks.
Oh, I know. I've watched you do it in person.
You've watched me do it, right? I give them so much crap. And she was just being this, potentially, I'm still not necessarily believing her all the way,
right?
But potentially she was just being this, I'm trying to save a little money. You hate Starbucks? I don't hate Starbucks. I hate the fact that my kids want an $8 Starbucks every single second of the day, right?
Sure.
So I thought that was so funny. You can try to protect them, but sometimes you get moronic like I did. And I even called them her mixers. And she's like, mixers?
No, you know what?
A mixer?
I'm going to defend you.
Yeah.
Because you were being a proactive parent.
I was.
And I think we need more of that in this country. And I'm not joking.
A good chunk of me that doesn't believe her.
Sure.
Because I think, first of all, does she give 2 shits about the cost of Starbucks? Does she care? She doesn't pay for Starbucks. She doesn't have a job.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So she knows Dad doesn't like paying for Starbucks, but I still take her there all the time. So yeah, you can never be too safe. Give to the Max. There's some great charities out there.
Yep.
But I think this Play for Patrick is the one that I want to give to too.
Okay. Speaking of charities,
Yeah.
let's just roll right on in with it. I saw this story earlier this week and I went, are you freaking kidding me? So the annual tug of war event, which took place on the Stillwater Lift Bridge last year, drew 150 participants and raised over $4,000 for first responders. However, the Minnesota Department of Transportation has decided not to support recurring events on the bridge. No. Citing its focus on transportation rather than event organizing. Ryan Nelson from Gov's Place in Hudson has arranged for the event to be held on the Old Town Bridge in Hudson this year. The change could benefit local businesses in Wisconsin by drawing crowds to the area. Here's the backstory. Corey Butner from Leo's Grill and Malt Shop explained that the event is a fun competition between Vikings and Packers fans. This just in, they play each other this weekend. It's a border battle. Despite the change in venue, organizers hope to return to the Stillwater Lift Bridge in the future, with Stillwater's mayor hoping to convince the state to let Stillwater take over event permitting. Nelson expressed that while he's not entirely upset about the change, he would be if the event were permanently banned from the lift bridge. Butner remains hopeful for a compromise that would allow the event to return to its original location. It's unclear if MnDOT will reconsider their decision in the future or if the event will continue to be held in Wisconsin indefinitely.
This is our Waterloo. Do it, boys. Don't ask for permission.
What does that mean? This is our Waterloo.
Meaning we have to do it. We can't ask for permission anymore. Go do it. Well, make them stop you from doing a tug of war on the bridge. Why are we asking?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I mean, call me an idiot. I do love me some Stillwater.
Sure.
I don't frequent it very often, but anytime I go over there, I love it. It's a great
beautiful,
town.
Yeah.
Gorgeous town.
Well, it's 2 hours from your house, so.
Right.
Yeah.
But last time I checked, the lift, what used to be the lift bridge, it's a pedestrian bridge.
It's a pedestrian bridge. People walk on it, but they still have to open it occasionally to get traffic through, I believe.
Oh, they do?
I think so, or lift.
Okay, so there's only people on it.
Yeah.
There's not cars for the most part.
From what I understand.
And MnDOT shut it down because they can't run it. Or they can't organize it, or it's considered a recurring event.
This is government overreach.
That's exactly what this is.
Why do we give a crap what MnDOT says? It's our bridge. We paid for the goddamn thing.
Well, and for MnDOT to have the gall say, no, to wag your finger, just look the other way. Who cares? They raised $4,000 for first responders.
What? Here's a couple of things I don't understand about this story. It was scheduled for January 6th. That's after the border battle.
Oh, I thought it was scheduled for this weekend.
I don't know. They just had it. This Bring Me the News story says it was scheduled for January 4th. So
January 4th is, I believe, when the Packers come here.
Okay, so...
I assumed it was this weekend since the Vikings are at Green Bay this weekend.
Here's the MnDOT spokesman says... While we have
do me a favor.
Yes.
As you read the MnDOT spokesperson quote, will you do it in a very snooty voice?
I will try.
Okay.
But I can't do it because I'd have to do it in a fascistic Hitler-esque voice.
Well, don't go that route.
But I can't do it. Well, why? What business is it of theirs?
It's not.
Why
You're
are we asking the government to have a tug of war? Tough luck, government. We're doing it whether you like it or not.
For fundraising.
I don't care if we're doing it as a sport. We get to do stuff in America.
We don't
have to kiss
permission.
the ass of the frickin' Minnesota DOT to find out if we can have a frickin' tug of war.
All right, now your quote, please.
While we have accommodated a few special occasion requests like this one in the past, we also have a responsibility to protect and preserve our infrastructure in the long term. Minnesota DOT remains committed to working closely with the community to find alternative locations to host a special event like this one in the future. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute. The way that quote is phrased, you read it verbatim, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The way that quote is structured, it makes it seem as though MnDOT owns the roads.
They might. They might own that bridge or run that bridge.
Do they, though?
Do they, though? MnDOT doesn't own anything in reality.
Right.
MnDOT doesn't own one damn thing.
They don't own squat.
We own it.
Yeah.
You, me, taxpayers. The people that work at MnDOT own the bridge. MnDOT doesn't own anything. State of Minnesota doesn't own anything.
When roads need repair, it ain't MnDOT. Right? Or do they schedule whoever
No, MnDOT probably does the repairs, but what kind of repair are you going to need when you get 300 drunk guys, 150 on one side, 150 on another, and have a tug of war?
And again, it's a pedestrian bridge. How long does this event last? Maybe an hour? Maybe.
Tug of wars can't take that long.
Unless there's like 9,000 Karens in Stillwater that complained about it, which I highly doubt, by the way. Stillwater's
a pretty accommodating place. There's going to be a bunch of stillbillies. That's what they call them out there. If you're from Stillwater and you've lived in Stillwater your whole life,
sweet Jesus, I
think it's a really complimentary term, believe it or not, stillbillies. Because I think it's like you're a stillbilly. You won't leave Stillwater because Stillwater's such an idyllic place to be. Okay. And I agree with him, by the way. Stillwater is freaking awesome, right? And you just want to have a simple tug of war, and some government agency has to insert their foot up your butt and say you can't do it. This bugs the total crap out of me.
I knew it would.
Absolutely bugs the crap out of me.
I knew it would, and that's why I wanted to bring it up today, because it bothered me. And it's not even that, okay, well, I guess they have to move their event. It's, where do you get off thinking that you get to run the show?
I have the answer.
Oh.
I have the answer.
Just go do it anyway?
Throw up a couple of Palestinian flags and call it a march, and then do whatever the hell you want to do. In fact, you don't have to do it on the pedestrian lift bridge. You can go do it on the bridge that they have over 94 now.
The 94
you can
bridge.
Shut down the 94 bridge and do your tug of war.
Boy, Mike, that is an excellent point.
Right? Anybody could take over that bridge if they were doing it under protest.
You put up a couple of BLM signs.
You got it.
You can shut down 35 and do it.
Exactly. But if you want to do a simple tug of war for charity, 30, they shut you down. Shame on you, Minnesota MOT.
I never even thought of that. That you're so spot on.
Because I'm pissed, and when I'm pissed, I think better. It just drives me nuts.
You don't want to see me when I'm angry.
You don't even want to see me. My brain works almost like a fourth grader.
But that's an excellent point, because all of those are basically impromptu.
Yeah, they're not getting permits for that.
So you're right. They would have been better off just not even asking them for and they shouldn't have to anyway.
You throw a couple of guys on each end of the bridge with a AR-15 over your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Now
right, and you just dare them, to make you stop.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I mean, what? I just don't get what government overreach is.
Yeah.
We have to, at some point in time, say, I don't give a crap what you're telling me.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I can't take it anymore. I'm mad as hell, and I just can't take it. I don't want to take up arms against the aggressor. That's not what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I do love the fact that you introduced me to Stillbillies. I do like that a lot.
That's a good line, right? It's not derogatory. I don't believe it's derogatory.
Not at all.
No.
It's a play on hillbilly.
Yeah, you're a Stillbilly. You love Stillwater
One
so
of the
much.
greatest nicknames I was ever given in radio. This was early in my run. I was at that other place over there, and someone asked me, where I was from, and I told them Faribault, Minnesota, blah, blah, blah. And this particular person that I'll go nameless said, because I had made some line on the air that was really funny, but it kind of showed my country redneck roots. He's like, "Oh, you're the Rice County redneck."
Oh, there you go.
And that was kind of my nickname for a while.
That.
It was kind of cool. But anyway, all right. His name is Mike Fratelloni. My name is Chris Reavers. This is the Weekly Scramble Podcast, and we will be right back.
Football season is going hot and heavy, and Underdog is the best place to get into the game and get in on all the action. Best part of Underdog? How easy it is to play. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and lots more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at Josh Jacobs, picking him to go higher for touchdowns, and it seems like Matthew Stafford is always a good pick to go higher on passing yards. Download the app today, sign up with the promo code GARAGE to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Let's talk about our friends from North American Banking Company, nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. And you know what? You get that feeling anytime that you walk into any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations, whether it's Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. They offer all of the same online and mobile banking options, and they know that those are important for everyone these days. And you might think that a community bank would have some versions of these that were last updated back in 2010, but no, not North American Banking Company. They have the same online and mobile banking tools as those other big national banks, and they are so easy and also very convenient to use. You can see it for yourself. It's banking done differently. They are investing in your success since 1998. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. Michael?
Yes.
You alerted me to this story. I did see a headline, but I didn't read the full story until you sent it to me. But this is an absolute disgrace. Let's head to Florida, shall we?
Nothing bad happens in Florida.
Democratic Representative Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. Cherfilus-McCormick of Florida has been indicted by a federal grand jury on charges of stealing $5 million in Federal Emergency Management Agency funds, which she is accused of laundering to support her 2021 congressional campaign. I don't think that's legal, Mike.
I think it's not.
The indictment was announced by the Justice Department yesterday. The indictment alleges that Cherfilus...
Let's just call her McCormick.
Cherfilus-McCormick, 46, and her brother, Edwin, 51, received a $5 million overpayment in FEMA funds directed to their family health care company in connection with a contract for COVID-19 vaccination staffing in 2021. Afterwards, she and other co-defendants allegedly conspired to use the overpaid funds to benefit her campaign by routing it through multiple accounts to disguise its source, according to the DOJ. They further are alleged to have arranged a series of straw donors that included their friends and relatives to funnel the COVID-19 contract money in the form of donations to her campaign. Quote, using disaster relief funds for self-enrichment in a particularly selfish, cynical crime, end quote, Attorney General Pam Bondi said in a statement announcing the indictment. No one is above the law, least of all powerful people who rob taxpayers for personal gain. We will follow the facts in this case and deliver justice. If convicted, Cherfilus-McCormick faces a maximum sentence of up to 53 years in prison.
See you later, alligator.
She did not immediately have an attorney listed representing her on their case docket as of Wednesday evening. The federal investigation into her dates back to the Biden administration. Shocker. Multiple current and former administration officials told ABC News the House Ethics Committee said publicly in January of 2025 that it was also investigating her after receiving a referral from Office of Congressional Ethics in September of 2023. She has also announced that she will take leave from her position as ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on the Middle East and North Africa while this matter is ongoing.
She's on the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee. That's what we have in Congress. She's a United States representative. She's a member of Congress, and she stole $5 million from a stupid, unbelievably dopey FEMA overpayment. Think of that, Reavers. If you go back to the genesis of this story in 2021, how bad are you that you overpay this person's medical company that's doing, nasal swabs for COVID vaccines or whatever it is? You overpay them by $5 million. That just says we have so much money in this country. Yep. We're able to be so wasteful and stupid with it that we let potentially fine people make horrible life choices so they go to jail for the rest of their frickin' lives.
I know that there are people who either listen to this show, listen to Garage Logic, and they have things that they really dislike about President Trump. And there are things that I don't necessarily agree with as well. And there are times where I say, that probably was a bit unnecessary. But the thing is, when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, none of this stuff would be exposed if he wasn't in office. Mm-hmm. When the government shutdown happened, we saw all of the different things that have been exposed. Great point. When you saw the amount of money we're spending on SNAP, and stop emailing me about, people need it. I get that people need it, but this is such a crime-ridden bamboozle with that. And then now
let's get more for the people who need it.
Well, that's just it. And then you see things like this, and you're thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute here. You've got people that are legitimately struggling in this country right now that are trying to do the right thing. They're trying to go to work every day. Yeah. They're trying to feed their family. They're trying to get their kids through school. They're trying to have looking forward to how can we piece together a holiday season and make these memories for our kids. There are people that are legit struggling right now, and I get that. And then you see this, and you're thinking, you took this money from these people that are working, that are making an honest day's work,
from all
making
of us.
An honest paycheck, and you're stealing that from all of us so that I'm going to get worked.
Her accountant's going to go to jail. Her friends, her chief of staff's going to go to jail. Her friends and family are going to go to jail. Her brother's going to go to jail, and she's going to go to jail. Allegedly, they did this. Obviously, they tracked down all these numbers. You say allegedly, but this is a problem. And you made a really, really good point, Reavers, right? With everyone going through what they're going through right now, with a potential recession on the way, people struggling, the unaffordability of homes. The average age of someone buying a new home is now 40 years old.
Are you kidding me?
40 years old.
Wow.
Right? And there's a lot of factors for that, but you get this arrogance of this political left and right that think they're above the law and they're willing to steal $5 million to hold on to that political power. What are we doing? Well, we are inverted.
And the piece of this, too, where they knew the game. They knew that they had to funnel this through all these different shell organizations because they realized that it would be harder for it to be tracked.
Who's the woman who ran for governor of Georgia and lost. And
I'm not going to remember that name.
We'll remember that in a little bit. And right during the end of the Biden administration, she gets $1 billion. They funnel $1 billion, the Biden administration, to her NGO. So she can go ahead and keep the cause of, I think it was, honest to God, I think it was something to do with environment. So she gets that $1 billion. And I think we clawed it back, said, this ain't happening. We're not randomly giving out people $1 billion in America to go fight and destroy America. This story links, maybe not a Joe Souchere link, but it links right back to the tug-of-war story.
For sure.
Government's getting too big.
Yes.
It's climbing up our butts, and it's not efficient.
Leave us alone.
We can't think of one thing that government does better. They make jet airplanes better than I can make them, right? They can do that. They don't make housing better than you and I could go out and develop housing. Right. They don't do it. When they were going to propose that homeless shelter where each apartment building that was cement apartment with floors that they could just wash off with hoses, and each unit was going to be $1 million. Like, wait, what? We could go out and build a beautiful condo building for each unit costing $1 million. Government can't do it. And when people think government can, we're gone. We're at the tipping point. We're at this precipice where we're maybe already screwed. We just don't know it.
And you bring it back even to the state level, Mike. I don't know if you heard this or not, but Gabe did a great job, and he brought up some statistics that and he put out a tweet, and it caught fire. Nice. It was retweeted by the likes of Michelle Tafoya and all these different state personnel. Did you know that right now in Minnesota, from a taxpayer dollar standpoint, 1 in every $3 is now spent on NGOs?
No.
1 in $3 is spent on NGOs.
Really?
Yes.
And so the ruling class,
no kings though.
Yeah, the hegemony of this ruling class, we're ruled by the left, right? So anything that happens in Minnesota that's wrong politically, you get to blame on the left. They rule us. They've ruled us for years and years and years. We haven't had a Republican running the state for a long time.
They're protecting us from Trump,
So 1 in 3 of our tax dollars, 33%, are being funneled to NGOs that don't have to answer to anyone.
Nope.
That is a shocking stat. I assume that's true.
And I know you're not on Twitter as much as you should be.
Yes.
But this is exactly why you should be, because this was posted. I think Gabe posted it on Monday. It's either Monday or Tuesday. But I said that. I go, is that true? Like that's mind blowing to me.
Why is any money?
But this shows you exactly why this pinhead of a governor blew through $18 billion of a surplus and now raised our taxes.
It also shows you why, if you're funneling 1/3 of our tax dollars into NGOs, why fraud can be so big.
Yeah.
Right? Joe talks about this, and I long for these days, and I wish there was a way we could do it. Let me tell you how I wish. I wish the St. Paul Pioneer Press was still somewhat strong enough where guys like me or guys in St. Paul that are pissed off could say, we want to buy 2 reporters at $100,000 a piece. Right? And I want to get my buddies to each put in $5,000, and we pay for 2 reporters that crawl up the keisters of City Hall, of the Capitol, and they sit there and then report back to it through the Pioneer Press.
Sure.
Right? And I know that doesn't work, but I believe there's a chance where we could influence the press, people in St. Paul, by buying true and real and honest and not dollar-motivated people, realism and facts-motivated.
Journalistically motivated
right?
people, yeah.
Where they say, I'm making my $100,000 being a journalist. That's probably pretty damn good for a journalist nowadays. And, oh, by the way, all I need to do is find the truth. Yeah. I don't give a crap about what gets me the clicks.
You want an unbiased report of what's really happening.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It would be refreshing.
I know guys in St. Paul that would buy 10 of them. And they'd say, oh, if you guys can do this, I'm going to pay for 10 of you. Go for it.
You may want to stick around till 11 and talk to somebody then when he gets here.
Man.
By the way, I have to read this part of the story because I scrolled down because I thought the piece that I read was over because there was an ad there, but I got to read this part as well. House Republican Representative Greg Stube of Florida said Wednesday that he will file a resolution Thursday morning to censor his Democratic counterpart.
Yeah,
the resolution,
censure.
Sorry, censure. Yeah. I'm trying to read it too fast. I'm going to need to slow down. The resolution would also remove the Congresswoman from all her committees' assignments, including foreign affairs. She already did that. Okay. Quote, "This is one of the most egregious abuses of public trust I have ever seen," he said in a statement. stealing $5 million in taxpayer disaster funds from FEMA, of all places, is beyond indefensible.
Yep.
Millions of Floridians have relied on FEMA after devastating hurricanes, and that money was supposed to help real disaster victims. He's spot on.
Absolutely spot on.
Spot on.
It is.
Think about that. Fort Myers, your family spends a lot of time down in Florida. It's still not recovered.
Yeah, it's still looking tough. I mean, it's getting way, way better. You know, Reavers, you brought up something. When you were reading that, I bet you anything, if we went to look at Twitter right now or TikTok right now, there'd be someone down in Florida that's saying, "You get it, girl, you go get yours." And people are posting videos about how she did the right thing to go get her money. I guarantee there's constituents that would say that in Florida.
Probably.
I mean, people are nuts. You know, here's what I have to remember. And that's so stupid of me to say that. That was a dumb point. I apologize to everybody that's listening. I lost my mind. Just because one person does it and posts it online doesn't mean that everybody's doing it, right? I get so caught up in that one video of that moron.
No, I'm going to defend you because I think... Again, not to go back to a certain program I keep referencing, but we have created and cultivated a society in which they believe that they are supposed to be reliant upon the government. They believe that it's the government's job to take care of them, to feed them and their family, to take care of every aspect of their lives. And that's so unfortunate. Because just as fast as the government's going to be able to take care of you, that money can be taken away with the flip of a light switch.
Blink of an eye.
And it's like, why would you want to live a life in which you were reliant upon a system? And again, I have to preface this by saying, I get it. I understand that there are people that need programs like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that are able-bodied, the people that can absolutely go out and achieve on their own, but they don't want to. Whether it's a lack of commitment, desire, personal, whatever it is.
Systemic, though. Comes from their family.
That's exactly what it is. And it's so unfortunate because you think this is going to better your life. Well, it's not.
You know, the way to fix that is to get people to see what the machine of America can do for them.
Yeah.
Right? If they jump into the workforce, if they start to experience some success, if they go to a college and have to take out loans or get grants or whatever, we pay for their college, and they get a degree in something that makes them some money, and they have a chance to better themselves, and they turn to their kid and say, "I'm sorry, kid, you're going to have to work for that Starbucks," instead of like what I do and just say, "Yeah, go ahead, use my credit card," right?
Use my mixer.
Yeah, use my mixers. And they start to get people to feel the worth of work. There's something to it, Reavers. You know, I told this is a little inside information.
Go
right?
ahead.
I feel like I'm mildly depressed right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right? So do you. So don't pretend you don't feel that way too. So does everybody I know. Right? Darkness. Right? It's dark outside. I'm getting tired much too early in the day. Right?
It's that seasonal thing that's kicking in. Yeah.
Mired in discontent slightly. Right? And then I go back and I used to give every day of my life a grade. At the end of the day, I'd kind of say, that was a B day, a C day. And so I had a day about 9 months ago where I worked super hard. I got home, ate dinner, we grilled out at my house instead of going out I go out to dinner almost every day. It's so stupid and worthless, and I'm just a chump for doing it. I could just spend 1 minute making a meal, and I just don't do it. It's disgusting. It's sloth-like. It's gluttonous. It's dumb. That's how dumb I am. But I do it every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We made dinner at home. I went out. I had to go get some work done at night. I drove over to this guy's house, dropped some stuff off. By the end of the day, I got home. I laid down, and I was tired. And I said, this was one of my best days. This was an A. Nice. I wasn't tired because I was laying my ass on the couch watching TV for 5 hours. I was tired because I got so much accomplished. Yeah. Spent time with the family, worked, got 10 things checked off my to-do list. I don't think everyone, including me, experiences that. And if you don't experience that, how can you want it more and more and more?
Spot on. Yep.
If your life is resting, if your life is struggling, if your life is beating down, how do you get out of it? Yep. It's very, very... I don't blame them, by the way.
Right.
By the way, I don't blame anybody. If you have 4 kids and you're sitting there on welfare, just getting from the government, I don't blame you at all. That's probably exactly what I'd be doing. There's better life than that, though. There's a better life than that.
His name is Mike Fratelloni. My name is Chris Reavers. This is the Weekly Scramble Podcast, and we will be right back.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, they're all back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Whether you're into basketball, football, hockey, or any sport in between, Underdog is the best place to play, and playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite player will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, and many more. Get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your money. Austin Reeves, I've been picking him a lot this year. He's been good at everything. Points, assists, you name it. So I'll be looking at Austin Reeves to go higher in points and assists. Download the app today and use promo code GARAGE to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code GARAGE. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I want to make mention of our friends at Masters Maples and mastersmaples.com. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time. If you have not discovered the best 100% pure maple syrup that Minnesota has to offer, it makes a wonderful holiday gift. Gift yourself.
Totally does.
And you can get it at all of your Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations, but you can also find it online at mastersmaples.com. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. And you know what? It's not just maple syrup, even though that is the best. There is also the pure, because you guys are going to be doing a lot of baking right now.
A lot of baking.
Between now and the end of the year. They've got the best pure maple sugar right now at mastersmaples.com, but also the seasonings, the savory and the sweet seasonings and rubs are available online at mastersmaples.com. I can't tell you how wonderful it is. In fact, I think I'm actually going to ask Ben. I'm going to use the savory on because I'm making the turkey this year.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I'm 100% going to use the savory on because it's good on everything.
You can put it on the smoker?
Well,
are you going to do one of those deep fried turkeys?
I think I might try to do the smoker, but I'm wondering, is that going to dry it out too much for the bird?
I have never used it ever in my life. I have no idea how to make a turkey.
Maybe I will use it on the smoker.
Yeah, it's nice, low and slow.
Oh, that's a good point. Because I'm hosting this year for Thanksgiving.
I heard that.
And so maybe I will do that. That's a great idea.
That'd be cool.
And then I could just leave it out there, free up the oven.
The problem I heard, it's going to be like 25.
Yeah, it is supposed to be chilly.
It's supposed to be real cold. It's not this beautiful weather that we're experiencing right now.
But you can also, like I said...
another idea with Masters Maples. Okay, I go to these parties, right? Holiday parties. I hand them a bottle of wine.
Sure.
Right? They take the bottle of wine. They say, hey, thanks, Mike. And then they set it down on the counter. And then someone pops it open. And then some drunk girl fills up her Yeti with it. Right? and it's in and out so quickly.
Right.
If you give them a bottle of Masters Maple and you put, hey, to the Petersons, man, thank you for the party. That is a gift that they will use for months.
Yes, that's a good
right.
point.
That will be in their cabinet. It's something that means something. Like, where did you get this, Mike? Like, this was amazing.
Yeah.
It's totally different than the obligatory $15 bottle of wine.
Well, I told you, my kids won't eat the regular stuff anymore.
Your kids are exceptionally picky.
We have no doubt. We did a hotel night and do the continental breakfast, and I didn't bring the Masters Maples with me, obviously. And my youngest made waffles because he loves waffles, and he put it on. He goes, Dad, the syrup isn't as good as
then
this
did
stuff
he just
at home.
whip it on the floor? Just a red rage moment.
I'm done with this crap.
Why are you taking me to these crappy Super 8s?
Anyway, you can check it out at mastersmaples.com and taste the difference. All right. I got a couple of things I want to run by you really quick here. So I thought I would make mention because I got a prediction for you. You ready?
Yeah.
We are laying to rest former Vice President Dick Cheney at the National Cathedral right now. And they were talking this morning about the fact that former President Bush was going to be there. And I believe former President Biden was also going to be there. And of course, the national outlet that I was watching said President Trump will not be in attendance. Neither will Vice President Vance. And I said, well, okay, you can frame it that way, but they weren't invited.
Oh, really?
So you see what I'm saying? Like the narrative can always be kind of twisted a little bit. And again, I get it. I'm not an idiot.
They weren't invited?
No.
Really?
Well, because there's a backstory there. Cheney was not a fan of President Trump, and you know what? To Cheney's credit, Trump did rip him, and that's actually what caused Jesse.
Trump rips everybody.
I know, but that's what caused Jesse to turn on Trump was the fact that he ripped Cheney.
I thought Cheney was in the Epstein files.
No, wait, I got that backwards.
I made a joke there. Cheney was not in the Epstein files. Sorry.
I completely misspoke. No. It was Jesse turned on Trump when he ripped John McCain. That's what it was. I want to make sure.
Deservedly so.
Which I want to make sure I correct. But
when Trump said, I don't like losers, when he was talking about the prisoner of war hero.
Right. So I just wanted to mention that because I guarantee you watch the headlines tomorrow. That's exactly what it's going to say.
I don't know if the headline is worse that they weren't invited. I think that's a more painful thing. Well, hey, we didn't even want you there, President.
But you know what, though? I don't even think it's that. I think it's more about the distraction piece of it.
He is such an a-hole, our president. He is weird. When he called that person Piggy on Air Force One, did you see that?
Yes.
What are you doing?
But again, that's what I go back to. Like, does that need to be done? No, it doesn't.
There's a girl, a beautiful woman, asking him a question from ABC News, and he says, "You are just the worst. Your ABC's the worst. You're the worst." Stupid question. And she asked fairly legitimate, tough questions. I wish someone would have the guts to say,
Don,
shut up, Emperor with no clothes.
Stop.
You sound like a complete and utter asshole when you do this to people.
And all you're doing is throwing red meat to the wolves by doing that.
Why are you doing that? And I wish I could find, and I'm hoping that J.D. Vance is him, that J.D. Vance would say, let's not call people piggies, but let's make sure we have less fraud. Let's not call someone ugly other than Rosie O'Donnell. Let's not do that. And let's have a political world where we start to rein it in a little bit.
Correct.
I don't know if that's our guy.
You know, and this is, I guess, prediction segment. So the mayor-elect of New York City, Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's going to speak to the media for the first time today.
Can't wait.
It's, I'm sure, going to be just great. Well, he has requested a meeting with President Trump.
Sure.
Did you see this?
I did not yet.
Okay, so he has requested me because again, he, much like Walz and Omar Fateh, they all ran against Trump.
Yeah, he didn't run against Cuomo.
He ran against Trump. And so finally, President Trump agreed, sure, I think they're meeting tomorrow. You know, it'd be kind of funny because I think New York City's headed straight down the toilet with this guy as their mayor. But you know what I think would be really, really funny? Is if, okay, you wait in this room and then President Trump will meet with you and just makes him sit there.
Make him sit there. Just wait it out.
What? It's almost like negotiating business where you make someone wait for you.
Or calling a timeout when the kickers, you're icing them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're going to ice Zandami. I wonder what Trump's going to do here, because I think Trump legitimately loves New York.
Oh, for sure.
He loves New York, and he wants the best for New York. He also, since someone's on his other side, outside of him, and hate him, he would like to see New York burned to the ground, because he'd say, you didn't follow the Trump way.
Well, I believe most of what they are going to talk about is federal funding, because I believe the president said, and I'm willing to be corrected on any of this, I believe he said that if Cuomo doesn't win and if Mamdani wins, because he's flat out called him a communist on social media, which he's not wrong.
Kind of fits it.
But I think that's a big portion of this conversation is that what federal funding would be withheld. Because, again, Mamdani's got to realize you can't just promise free stuff for everybody. That ain't how it works.
Oh, yeah, you can promise.
Oh, sure, you can promise.
You can absolutely promise. I did it when I was in 6th grade, right? Ran for president of my 6th grade.
Student council president?
I told them we were going to bring McDonald's in for every day. That's what we were going to do. I promised that.
Did you really?
I absolutely promised it. I told you the story where a teacher actually got up in class, and the guy that I was running against, I think his name was Dave Colby, smartest kid in the class, intelligent. I was like a full-service moron, right? Just a full-service moron. And she said, in the middle of the thing, said, make sure you vote for someone you think will be the best president, not someone that you think is funny or goofy or weird or whatever. And I looked at her like, shut up. I got a chance to win it as long as everybody doesn't put 2 and 2 together, fully knowing that Dave would kick my ass as the president of 6th grade, right?
Right.
So, but I made a speech and I promised that my goal is to get McDonald's into the lunchroom every day. I love McDonald's. I still do love McDonald's, eat it every day almost. And that was I got a ton of claps. In fact, someone who was running against me did
Tell me you gave it the Otter speech. Like, I'm not going to sit here and let you badmouth the United States of America.
that much of a speech maker. But one thing did happen that I'll never forget. One of the guys that was running against me, guy or gal, I can't remember, said, hey, I need everybody to stand up. And then everybody, okay, turn around. But no one stood up. and no one turned around.
Really?
So he kind of turns and he says, like, you got to stand up, and no one's doing it. And then his speech, he continues with, if I can make you all do that, I can make anything happen. And I was like, you didn't make anybody do anything. No one stood up. And this was in front of the whole school.
Wow.
Right? I don't know if any of those stories are true, Reavers, because my memory is so bad, and I watched a lot of 80s movies.
Sure.
So that could have maybe been from Teen Wolf, for all I know. But I was the Teen Wolf in that story. Reavers, you are the best.
Thank you, Michael. Please do us a favor, rate and review the show wherever you happen to be listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast. It helps other people find the show, and it helps us out as well, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. His name is Mike Fratelloni. My name is Chris Reavers. Thank you so very much for listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast. We'll talk to you again next time. Until then, cheers.